Hello, awesome folks. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today I'm taking a look at the second short story from the collection, The Infernal Bargain and Other Stories. It's published by DMK Books and such. It's by Howie Bentley. It's called, I'm sure I'm going to slaughter this, but I'm trying to find out. Thannhausefeer's Guest for you folks by Howie Bentley. This one you got it for free if you were subscribed to their newsletter. It's only available in digital copies that are available in real life for folks. It's an opportunity to get you to subscribe and that sort of a thing. The first one I've already read and reviewed. That's actually the title, The Infernal Bargain by D.M. Ritzlin. Next is Into the Dungeon Storms by Byron Roberts for you folks. And so, what I think about the guest one by Howie Bentley for you folks. So basically, the idea here is that we're starting off with a guy, the guest, who has just been shipwrecked after a big giant battle and so forth. He can't remember his name or his reason for coming to this area and that sort of a thing. He arrives and he's taken to a castle, then he passes out. He wakes up with a different lady, who escorted him to the castle. It was a blonde, and this lady is a redhead lady, and so forth. And he wakes up with it, and that sort of a thing. And and she's tending to his wounds and so forth. It's been a couple of days. He had wounded his head and such, and so that's one of the reasons why his memory has been a little tarnished. He can't even remember his name. He will later on. That sort of a thing. So the idea here is that he will. She tells him that the first character, Thannhausefeer. He is he's the lord of the area, and he's having right now, just as our protagonist arrived, he is hosting a games for everybody, where he's going to be giving them money and a ship to sail out on, and that sort of a thing for the last one who wins. So he's having a big giant combat battle. And this guy will obviously be recruited in because he's obviously a very, very strong combatant and that sort of thing. He doesn't have any squabbles, right? Because, he just doesn't have his memory. That sort of thing. So basically, that's going to happen, and then that's about 3 or 4 pages in. So I'll leave you to it. It's about 20 pages long. I read it last night for the first time. About 45 minutes for me folks, roughly. It was good stuff like the lots and that sort of a thing. But it's a little more mature at times, and sometimes it feels like its maturity doesn't really contribute to the story in some ways, which I feel sort of keeps it back. The action scenes are great. I do like that, and that sort of a thing. But I feel like it's sometimes it feels like it's a more mature story for adults, just to be a mature story for adults, rather than it actually fleshing out the plot in some major ways. So I won't go into spoilers, but I feel like that's. So I feel like it holds it back a little bit, so I'm giving it probably like a 7 out of 10 for you folks. I thought the first one was a lot stronger and that sort of a thing. But the combat scenes are great. The descriptions are great. I love it lots. And there's a lot of combat scenes because you're here at a tournament, right? So obviously you're going to watch a lot of battles. You're going to have a lot of battles, right? And that sort of thing. And that sort of saves it in my mind. So there you go. So that's the reason why I'm getting a 7 rather than maybe a 6 for you folks. And there you are. So that's my thoughts of this one for you folks. Have you read it? And if so, what did you think about it? Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. But please like my review. Try to keep it spoiler free. If you agree or disagree with my 7 out of 10, love to hear about that and that sort of thing. And then, if you also agreed with me that sometimes its attention to be mature audience really sort of gets in its way. Sort of like an action film that's rated R for violence, but then it has like a sex scene with nudity, and you're like, wait, what? Why is that there? It doesn't need that for the R, right? And so forth. It doesn't really build the momentum, it doesn't build the drama, right? And that sort of thing, right? And so I feel like it feels like that. Anyway, your opinions may vary, right? Totally fine if you disagree with me. But again, I'm going to set out time for you folks. So there you are. But what did you think about it if you agree or disagree with that? And also be happy to hear from me if you agree or disagree with my concepts of it being trying to be mature, just to be mature. What does it need to be? And such. But there you are. I'd love to hear about that and your thoughts too. of Thannhausefeer's guest. For folks by Howie Bentley. So this is, again, I'll link it to you if you haven't already picked this up and read it. I know a lot of folks have already read it when I published this a couple of weeks ago. For you folks, it's fun stuff, love it lots. But there you are. So that's my thoughts of this. It's very, very fast. So if you like that video, why not hit the subscribe button? I try to do 3 of these reviews of older science fiction, fantasy, and hoarders, and so forth. This one's a little more recently, but this one was actually published a couple of times prior to this one, and such. I just, I just finished a Clark Ashton Smith short story collections before I started reading this, and this is also DMR. The one that made this also does a lot of fantasy stuff. Like we've done 3 fantasy collections prior to this one for this channel stuff. So there you are. So if you like that, definitely hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell icon to be notified of my videos a week. And then also, your stuff too. I also do video game reviews. I do AD&D module reviews or war game reviews in the Battletech genres. I do older stuff from Serial Saturdays and that sort of thing. And all that older stuff tells you that that's also the passion of this channel, because that's where the name comes from too. The worst thing about new books is a quote by a French philosopher, Jacques Schubert, who said that the worst thing about them was they kept us from reading the old ones, right? It's still funny, it's more stuff, blah, 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 that you might have forgot about. So it's incredibly strong stuff. Alrighty, and there you are. So I want to thank you so very much for taking some time out of your day and investing in watching my videos, right? Because we all have so many things that are happening, right, in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent that time with me, that's incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it so very, very much. Thanks again, and have an amazing day.